Hello, everyone. I want to welcome Minal Sampat to our talks today. I came across a post, Minal. Somehow we're Facebook friends, but we have never talked. And I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I'm like, oh, this lady, you were talking about your speaking engagements. And I'm like, I have a meeting coming up. I wouldn't mind see what she's talking about. I didn't even know what your subject matter was, right? I'm like, hey, seems like there are a lot of people congratulating you. You may be very popular. So I started looking into what you do, and my OCD started taking over. That, oh my God, what is she doing? Because that's exactly what I want to do. People around my group have heard me saying that Instagram is the demise of our dental community because nobody talks to each other. They flip, like, flip, like. I'm like, what happened to the discussion? So when I write my things, sometimes it's too long, and people are like, dude, I'm not gonna. I'm like, you know what? If you are a TikTok person, this is not for you. Okay. Some people want to read. Anyways, we started talking, Manal and I, and I want you yourself to take a few minutes and tell me who you are, what you do, because I think a lot of dentists would be interested in what you have to offer and what you teach. I'm definitely interested, and I want to make an announcement. I am hiring Manal myself, and for my businesses because I think she can help me. Welcome. Please tell me a little about yourself and what you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I know this is but this is how social media works, right? You see a post and here we are talking, and this is us collaborating and discussing. But to everybody in the group, hi, my name is Manal Sampat. I am, in a nutshell, a marketing strategist and a social media coach. I also have a bestseller book, and I speak a lot on different things. But if there's anything that you need to know about me, is that I love shoes. I'm an enthusiastic shoe lover. So if you don't forget everything else I'm going to talk about today, just know that if you're talking, to Dr. D and you're like, what's going on there? Be like, that person, the one who loves the shoes, that's me. Just know that that's me. Yeah, but the thing about me is that I am a hygienist, but it's a little bit flipped. I wasn't in hygiene first and went to marketing. I was actually always in marketing. I studied communication and biology in college, and marketing was my passion. I was also pre-dental, and I decided to tell my East Indian father that I'm not going to be a doctor and I want to go into business instead. That was a conversation, and so here we are today. But the cool thing was I went to hygiene school because I realized very quickly that marketing is very different in healthcare compared to anything else. I grew up in a business family, and they have an e-commerce, they have storefronts, they sell jewelry and diamonds and all that good stuff, and it's very different selling to people, consumers, than talking to patients and making sure that they understand their needs, and we can do what we have to do as healthcare providers. So I actually went to hygiene school after I was in marketing, and I did that, and I have only ever practiced hygiene once a week, and that's also pediatric, by the way. And I haven't practiced in over 6 years at this point, so please don't ask me any hygiene questions because I don't know anything about it. I have other gifts. There are so many amazing hygienists doing what they're doing and teaching, but that's kind of me in a nutshell. And because I am a marketing strategist and a social media coach, I have no products to sell you. So I don't sell websites or Google SEO or AdWords or any of that. People actually hire me because they want somebody in their corner who can help them guide their marketing or train their team, coach them on social media. Pretty much, I become like a CMO for you, and that's what I do.
Yes, and that's really important because I didn't understand what you were doing. When we were talking offline, people know that I kind of spend the time to get to know who is going to be in a partnership with our group. I want to feel comfortable that I can use, not necessarily they're bad companies or they have bad products, but if I can't personally use your services, your product, it just it's not me. I can't really promote anything I'm not into. It always reminds me of the Shark Tank. One of them talks about, yeah, it's a great thing, but I really can't get into the product to help you. So they bow out. And that's the way I actually do. It says, there's no reason for you to spend money on advertising if I can't truly believe in you. And when you told me you don't have anything to sell, the first thing I thought was, what does she mean, right? But then as you started explaining, I realized it is important to have a guide. Right before you, I literally interviewed Dr. Rad for sleep, and he is a guide. He's going to teach you, he's going to hold your hand and tell you what you're doing is wrong or what you're doing is right. And this is what you do as well, right? Basically, tell them, hey, I don't think this is working for you. Or tell me a little bit about the process that if someone, I know we're here to talk about your great event that, I'm trying to talk to my wife, maybe we can even make it. But I want to talk about that, but I want to find out about you and what your process is. I believe in educating and then selling something, because if you cannot educate people about a product, you won't be successful. So what do you do? Like I said, I'm a dentist and I come to you, I'm a startup, and I say, look, I'm in a hip, young area and I want to get more patients. What do you do?
Well, the first thing is we're going to have a very frank conversation based on who you actually want to see, who's your patient avatar. I believe in creating patient avatars and patient personalities on who we want to attract to the practice, because once we know who we want to bring to the practice, our marketing can gear this way, right? So in a way, like we can do this right now, where I have a system on building patient avatars, and we come up with the age group, we come up with where they're living, we come up with what they like. And once they build that, I actually have them name that. So let's just say they call this person Bob. And this is a Bob that they want to bring to the practice. Then it kind of becomes on, let's see what we have to do in our marketing to bring that person into our practice. So first we have to build that in, and then we take a look at the realistic approach. Now, there is so many things in marketing that you just need. You do need a website. You do need SEO. You do need reviews. These are not things that you can't have. Now, do I go to my favorite pizzeria in town that has no website? Of course I do. And I love the favorite pizzeria in town. And I always go there. And I have Domino's and Pizza Hut and everything else, but I go to the local guy who's Italian, can't speak any English, and there's a line out the door, and all he has are Yelp reviews. And that's all we do, right? But you have to build that. You have to build how good you are. So there has to be a combination of it. And then I walk them through the strategy, even working with their marketing team. So let's say they hire a website company. I work with the website company with them to make sure that what they want to put their message out for, their branding out for, makes perfect sense. As a startup, the biggest problem that you have is you spend too much money on marketing, because everybody's out there to sell you. Any company you speak to wants to sell you, and they will tell you that if you don't do this, you're going to suck and it's going to be horrible and you're not going to have any patience. And right. So my job is to reel them in and put them in a realistic way and say, listen, we're good. You're going to be fine. You're going to be great. As a startup, this is a secret. Anybody who's as a startup looking for a website, your website should be as good or better than your competition. So if you're in some suburbs of Montana and your website competition is from people from the 90s, don't worry. Just spend a couple of grand and get your website. You're looking at it from a consumer perspective, right? Compared to now going into a perspective of saying, let me go ahead and spend $20,000. You don't need to spend $20,000. That's just extra money, the hooplas you're trying to spend. No. So it's controlling that budget. And then it's also what goes on that website. That's a marketing strategy. So I'm a pediatric dental hygienist. I'll give you an example right now. Most of you guys, everybody who's watching this video, has a website. On the website, you have an About Us page. The About Us page is usually one of the most frequented pages because people want to get to know you. Now, in the About Us page, you probably have something like this. There's a photo of you. Maybe your arms are crossed, maybe you have a white jacket, something or the other. There's a picture of you, and then right next to it, there's probably 2 or 3 paragraphs. Talks about your accolades, where you went to school, the memberships you belong to. And then underneath it, it says something like, in his free time, Dr. Bob loves to go skiing. That's our website About Us page. I'm assuming majority of you are like, yeah, that's it. That's marketing. Let's change that to marketing strategy. So let's say that you were to go to this website and you go to the About Us page. And on the About Us page, there is a video of me. And it goes something like this. Hi, my name is Manal Sampat. I am so honored to be a part of ABC Pediatric Dentistry. One of my favorite things to do is to laugh. I have that big belly laugh that you could just hear from the second room. But you know, when I was looking at photos of me as a child, I wasn't smiling big or laughing loud because I was ashamed. I had black spots on my teeth. Today, I'm a pediatric dental hygienist because I don't want any child to feel like they cannot smile big or laugh loud. I look forward to meeting you and your family. And underneath that are just 3 bullet points of my accolades, my organizations, the school I went to. Now, which connects more? And that's the kind of stuff that as a strategist I like to do, is taking what you are already doing in your marketing and make it better, or helping you build a marketing plan that actually makes sense. And that's also true with your social media. Like social media, people just think that let's wear a pink tutu and dance around. No, you don't have to wear the pink tutu and dance around. Social media could be a very powerful tool to show experiences, to show how your patients react, what you do. And that does not involve wearing a pink. Now, if you want to wear a pink tutu and dance, go for it. I'm not judging you. Do it. Do what fits for you. But you don't have to do that either, right? So that's what I do as a coach and a strategist, is look at everything and help you kind of remove the marketing overwhelm, remove all that extra expenses, and then keep it together.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, because I do know it makes a difference when you make it about a story. You know, we have competition. You have to start understanding that you have competition, and this competition is spending millions of dollars yearly to defeat you. Everybody knows I practice right next to Heartland Dental. The next door to me, literally next door to me, and I don't mind. You know, that I take cookies every time they change the dentist. But the important thing is to compete with them. You can't compete with their dollars, right? So you have to compete with making that connection. And one of the biggest things I have in my group, and I hope people realize that, is that I'm trying to connect people. It's not about making a buck here or bashing this one or liking this company, but making a connection between dentists. I think we are very, very powerful. And that can work when you're talking about making a connection with the person who wants to be your patient and who wants to come to you and pay you. So that's what you do. And what is this connection you have with Instagram? I'm obsessed with your Instagram page now, and I keep looking. I'm like, I want something like this, and we are going to create something like that for dentistry in general, with your help. Talk to me about the Instagram factor, and I know you're all the social media, and you also have a team member that does TikTok. I hear, right? But how is this Instagram played? Because it's one of the most popular, right? One of the most popular social media platform that's out there. I have fought it forever, but I am coming to admit that I need the young people from Instagram to come to me. Talk to me a little about that.
Instagram, again, in my world, all marketing works and all marketing does not work. Marketing to me are just platforms. On how we utilize them depends on us. And Instagram is that same thing. Clearly on Instagram, you're going to find some funny, stupid stuff. And you're also going to find some educational stuff and some things that's emotional and storytelling. So with Instagram, the interesting part about it is the ability for you to share information in a way that makes sense for your audience, right? So every practice is different. And I will tell you that a lot of the practices that I work with are full mouth rehabs, cosmetic works, they are doing all on fours, they are doing cases. And usually when they reach out to me, they're like, well, Manal, my patients are boomers and they hate video and they're never going to show up on video. And I can tell you that I love senior patients. One, they show up on time. Two, they actually remember you. They actually respect you. They care about the work you do. They bring you cookies. They know your they know everything that's going on in the practice, and they have money to pay you. So that's the audience we want to gather. But here's the thing: once we have a conversation with them, they are very okay with sharing that. And whether that's on video, whether that's in written form, that's easily done. So Instagram, the way that I like to share that with dental practices specifically, is to show off that practice culture and then combine it with education. So for me, social media is a combination of who you are and what you do. The who you are is a practice culture, and that's all about the team, the doctors. And again, this is not you wearing a pink tutu and dancing around, but this is you literally coming into work and sharing how you prep for the day. This is you coming in and talking about some easy tips that people don't even know about. Like, I'm a hygienist, and when I talk to people and I'm like, hey, after you drink your coffee, wait a little bit before you brush your teeth. And they're like, I should do that? It's like, yeah, otherwise you're just kind of, but they don't know that, right? And they're like, that's a really easy hack. I had no idea. But there's so much knowledge that could be useful to them. It's just how do we convey that? And then the other part of what you do is all about that stories and patient experiences and the laughs. And I show examples of this when I speak, and I bring up actual client videos and what they're doing. And literally the whole room goes quiet. And I even see the doctors with tears in their eyes because they feel this every day. They see the kind of remote, reactions they're getting. We're changing lives, right? So, but we just don't, the world doesn't know about it, because we are so focused with saying, I have to wear a pink tutu and dance on Instagram. No, you just have to capture that reaction. Like, just get a $10 mirror from Walmart, put it on your wall, make sure that you have that conversation with your patients. And next thing you know, that's all you have to share. And the more you share that, and then you kind of add on to that strategy. So once you have the content that is actually engaging and fits your message and who you are, the practice, this is where Facebook and Instagram are super powerful, are the ads. And even with the ads, I'm going to give you another free strategy here. A lot of the times what people do is they will take an ad and they will send it out to a brand new audience, right? They will click on that boost post and they'll be like, people in my area. And that's what they would do. That's marketing. Let's make an ad. Let's change it to marketing strategy. Let's say that you have a post and you always see that boost posting on there. Now, you and I both know that if we are scrolling through Instagram, the reason you even stopped at my post was because you saw a bunch of people commenting and you're like, I know these people and they like her and they're commenting on this page. What's going on, right? Now, if I had that same post and there were no comments, what would you have done?
Scroll on by.
Kept scroll on by and ignore it. So why is it that we are paying money to run an ad to a brand new audience when we don't even have the comments and the likes? So if you have a post and you click on boost post, and you guys can bring up your Facebook right now, bring out your Facebook right now. I'm going to walk you through this. You click on boost post, you will see an option that says boost it to people who like your page and people similar to them. So the first thing is you always want to boost it to people who like your page and people similar to them. Why? Because they already like you. So they're going to be like, oh, yes, I love them. Oh, this is a great practice. I've been going them for 10 years, whatever it is. Once you get those comments, then you take that same post and boost it to a brand new audience. Because now that audience is going to stop and read those comments, because we're nosy people, is going to read those comments and actually going to convert, right? So social media, there is different strategies, that the ways that you can leverage it and how you go about it. So I'm a coach with that, and I teach all of this to dental practices.
Yeah, it's really interesting you say that, is because I'm an old guy, right? But I've been in technology since the 80s, and I embrace these things. And you don't know how many times I'm trying to engage these organized dentistry people that are usually from the boomer generation that tell me, oh, I'm not on Facebook. That's just they don't understand that we have lost our time in front of the TV or in front of the newspaper. We're not getting our news and our information in the traditional way we used to get it. That stuff is gone. Social media is, I don't even want to call it social anymore. It's the new media, right? We used to spend thousands of dollars on yellow page ads. To me, Instagram is the new yellow pages, right? It's for advertising businesses. And yes, look at some pictures and get entertained. But that's how they're successful. That's why when people tell me, your group is on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, I like it actually, because they're going to watch grandma's pictures, but they're also going to come and get information about what's happening in California or Massachusetts, or what's going on in the latest trends, what kind of technology is out there. So I'm a big fan of social/new media. And I wanted to talk to you because I feel like you can help everyone, even the young dentists who embraced it. They need to know how to do it. I have asked Minal to actually speak at my event. I have not announced this, but we will be announcing it. But we're here today to talk about this great event that you have. Tell me a little about this. How many days is it? Where is it going to be? And I'm going to have all the information in the caption of this video, and we're going to continuously tell people about it so we can make this a get together, or maybe we can do a dig get together. We can bring a bunch of my members. Talk to me about this event.
So on an annual basis, I do multiple different things, but on an annual basis, I host this event called CE on the Beach. And the reason for this event, it came about, to be honest with you, is because I grew up in St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands, and my family still lives there. My parents, my family, everybody's still there. And I was visiting my parents in 2021, and I was just sharing photos of the beach. You know, Megan's, it's a beautiful place. It's, you know, it's paradise. And I was posting some photos again on Facebook, and I had all these people messaging me saying, how do I get there? And how do I make this a write-off? You're a speaker, like, figure this out, right? Figure this out. So I went on to Facebook and I'm like, all right, you guys are DMing me. If I were to have an event, will you show up? Because events are not easy. There are a lot of work, especially internationals, or especially if it's a popular destination. Like, I'm going to have to take a lot on if you guys are going to show up. And literally 200 comments. I'm there. Tell me. So it came up about something, and I was like, let's go do this. So I did it first year in St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands, and we had an amazing time. And then this year, I also did it in July in Turks and Caicos. And then next year, it is actually in Aruba. I don't know if you can see that, but Aruba. It's in Aruba. It's sea on the beach, and they are designed as a workation. So I am a good negotiator. What I do is I work with this hotel. So the resort it's at, it's a Aruba Marriott Stellaris resort, and the regular rate for you to stay there is over $600 a night. My rate is $320 a night. And I kind of work it through with them to do this. The way it is, it's on July 20. So it's a 3-day event for doctors and team. It's 2 days, July 26th and 27th. And it's 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. because I can't keep you in a room in Aruba all day. This is not going to happen. It's 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And here's the most crazy and exciting part about it is I throw a networking event for everybody. So the networking event in Aruba is actually on a private island in Aruba, because apparently Aruba wasn't enough. So I had to go and do a private island. It was just, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was in Aruba. I went to this private island. They told me it's available. And I'm like, well, you know, because I want to do experiences. If you were to go to Aruba by yourself, even without the event, you're probably not going to go to a private island. So my goal is, if I'm able to give something that is very specific to you to come to, not even just because, yes, you get the CE, you get a write-off, you get to network, you get to enjoy Aruba, then I'm going to do it. So I was able to do that. And the speakers are phenomenal. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of them because they are very well-known speakers. Dr. Hazel Glasper, who is absolutely brilliant, amazing. She just keynoted one of the keynotes. She spoke at she speaks everywhere. She was just on the cover you know, of Progressive Dentist. She's been on the cover of Dental Emperor magazine. She's in the Oprah magazine. She has TV shows. She was just in Dentistry Today's cover as one of the best clinical speakers. She is brilliant and amazing. I also have Tom Viola, Dr. Tom Viola, who is a pharmacologist and hilarious and one of the best speakers. He used to be my pharm teacher. So when he saw I was hosting the event, he's like, "No, I'm going to speak." And I'm like, "I don't know if I can afford you, Dr. Viola. Like, you sell out every room at every major conference, right?" And he's like, "I'm there." So Dr. Tom Viola is coming. Katrina Sanders is coming. I'm sure you guys have heard of her or have seen her. She's been the hygiene. Joshua Scott, which I know is in the group as well. He's going to be there. We also have a specific speaker who's going to talk about legal and financial and growth strategies. I'm going to talk about marketing. We have doctor panels, we have practice management panels. There is a lot that happens with it. It's a really fun event. It's a write-off to Aruba as well. And the hotel, the rate that I got, even though the event is only for doctors and team, is only for 2 days, the group rate is available for 10 days. So most of the time people come in. So this year, the 2023 event that I had, that was sold out 7 months in advance, and I had to add an additional day because of the wait list. So Aruba right now, I have 70 plus registrations, which is in July 2024. So I'm hoping, I think by January or February, it's going to be 150 or so coming in. It's going to be exciting. It's fun.
Yeah, it's very difficult to put these events together. I really am not envious of what you're doing. I get scared when you tell me how big this is, but you know, also I know a lot of our offices are S corps, and you have to have annual meetings and with the officers and the staff. And what a great place to hold this. You know, you go to the meeting and you can have the staff there. These are all great excuses to kind of relax and be in Aruba. And when is this again? In July of 2024, right?
July of 2024, yes. So July 25th and 26th, 27th. So yeah, because if you just go to see on the beach, you will see everything. You will see the website and everything as well. What it is, the reason it's in July, it's actually two reasons it's in July. The first reason it's in July is because this is a workcation. So we have had attendees bring their families, bring their friends, make it into a team event. It's also that weekend in July where things are not that crazy. So because it's back to school almost, and people can bring it in, and they can also bring their kids as well. So we can make it summer. And the second thing, I'll be very honest with you, is the pricing. You know, to go to these vacation spots, you do want to have a very feasible and good pricing. And as a speaker myself, to be honest, July and August are my only free months where I can do something for me, because the rest of the year I'm speaking elsewhere. And these are super fun. Again, if you go to the website, you can hear testimonials, you can read reviews, you can see the photos, videos from actual events. So see it's a good fit, and happy, just let me know. And you could even use the promo code, just DIG. Just use DIG and you can get $200 off registration.
Awesome. I put all of that in the caption, actually. Yes, I didn't know about the 200. You just surprised me.
I surprised myself.
We didn't talk about that, but that's great. Yes, send that to me, and I will put it in the caption, and we'll promote it. And who knows? Maybe we'll do a get together within your meeting. We'll have our own coalition. But do you have anything else you wanted to add today?
No, if you have any kind of marketing questions or social media questions, feel free to reach out. I share openly, I give tips openly. Even if you were to go to my own Instagram page, you will see that I have a lot of actual tips, not just, videos and photos, but actual tips with specific dental marketing ideas. Feel free to just to reach out. I'm here to answer any questions, and this is what I love to do. So just let me know.
Great. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully we're going to, talk again. And I want you to be a permanent fixture in our group, because you have a lot of information that a lot of people want. And you mentioned Joshua Scott of Studio 88, and we're going to have some discussions with him, with the Simple Impact people, and Day One, all of our marketing companies, because people want to be able to compete, right? They want to compete with the big boys, but you need to have the knowledge. And that knowledge comes from guides, coaches, and things like that. I preach this all day, and you fit right in. Thank you very much again for this time. And again, Minal is going to be speaking at Digapalooza 2024 in October. More details to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much.